Alright guys, welcome back to another video here on For Gaming. This time we're going to be ranking the Metal Gear Solid bosses. Possibly my favourite game of all time. I'd love to see a remake of this. I know they did a remake on the GameCube, but could
Which
you
someone
imagine?
sold.
Could you imagine an actual remake of this series similar to how they did Resident Evil 2 and 3? It would be magnificent. As long as they didn't do what they did in 3 and Resident Evil and just cut out fucking 2/3 of the game, that would be pretty shit. But we can always dream. I don't think we're going to get it. Instead, Metal Gear Solids kind of went down the pan, made a load of shit games after that, but we're not going to be reviewing them or playing them or talking about them from this point out. So, let's get back to the original Metal Gear Solid. Basically, all the bosses, bar one, you're facing members of Foxhound. Apart from one member of Foxhound who you never actually get to face, Decoy Octopus, Mastery Disguise. But he's not on this list, unfortunately. He didn't get to fight him, but you did get a brief conversation with him for about 10 minutes, so I guess that was better than
Brief.
nothing. Well, you got a promo, you got a segment,
Right, the win.
you got a cutscene. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, some of the Foxhound members you face more than once. Some of these guys just refuse to die. So anyway, with that said, some of them don't die. So with that said, we'll start. We're going to do it in order that you face them in the game, and we're going to start with Revolver Ocelot. Number one,
Snake.
you encounter this guy when you're trying to rescue the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker. You walk into this. It's weird to get into this room. You have to use C4 because they're hiding them in like this.
Bomb-proof room. Well,
They're hiding them in this like enclosed like room with no doors, and they're basically blown up the walls and then cemented the walls back up and painted them. So to find this room in the first place, you have to like knock on the walls until you get like until you hear where it's been like board it up, and then you have to use C4 to crash your way through. So
see for a PS1 game, that's mad to thought about all this shit.
yeah, so even to get to this boss, it takes some yeah, it's actually hard to find him. But once you find him, obviously you try to rescue Kenneth Baker. He's tied up. He's surrounded by like a massive bomb that is got wires and all this shit, so you can't really approach Kenneth Baker. And then Revolver Ocelot steps out, revolving his revolver, and he says 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves.
Well, he's
Definitely,
right.
I mean, you definitely cannot forget that. I mean, say if you're good with a gun, let's be real, you don't need a big fucking assault rifle. I mean, if you know what you're doing with a gun, well, a revolver will get the job done. And then you have the battle with Revolver Ocelot. It's pretty cool. Kenneth Baker also has a life bar in this game, so you can shoot him accidentally. Obviously, if he dies, you lose the boss battle. If you die, you lose the boss battle. If you trigger the explosives, you lose the boss battle. So, I mean, I think for this to be the first boss battle, very cool, very unique. I don't recall this boss battle being in any game similar around this time. So, with that said, where would you put the boss battle with Revolver Ocelot?
Well, well, factor everything in the cutscene as well at the end.
Yep,
His arm,
we're introduced to Grey Fox.
his arm gets hoovered clean off him. Well, I know you said it's your favourite game of all time, so I'll let you dive straight into that department, even though you just all explained it. But I'd say, considering it's the first one, it's got to be high up, and it's a great way to kick it off.
Yep, I'm going to put an A. I don't know if you're okay with that.
That's alright.
The only reason I think it's going an A is I guess it's like a handgun against a handgun, but you're kind of like entrapped, like I said, in this small room. So I don't know. I guess it's not that doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. But I mean, I guess it's just a handgun against a handgun, and I do feel like you're basically running around in circles. That's the only thing I will give it, because obviously you can't go through the center of the room, or else you'll, you know, set off the explosives. So it kind of is a little bit of running around in circles. But I mean, I definitely like the fact that having a third person in there that you need to kind of make sure you don't hit, and you need to try and take care of and protect in order to win the game. Obviously, when you defeat Revolver Ocelot, tries to he goes to shoot you and he gets his arm sliced off and then he retreats.
Yep.
And then you get loads of information off Kenneth Baker, which you didn't really need. So anyway, I'm putting an A. Are you okay with A?
Yes, I'm okay with A, but I guess we'll see at the end whether the other wee bastards rank.
Up next, we have the first meeting with
The tank.
Raven. He is Falcon Raven. I'd love to know how he fit in this tank to begin with.
Former ECW champion.
He's a big, massive bastard, so I don't really know how he fit in this big tank here. But you're basically trying to get from the hangar to the weapons lab or the weapons. Basically, you're trying to get from point A to point B,
And he's in the way.
and he encounters here.
He's not letting you through, big man.
he says that what's it? Ravens prey upon snakes or something like that.
My money would be on a snake, like
Yeah,
unless it's a jobber snake.
but maybe ravens are tough. I don't fucking know. Well, this raven's certainly tough. Um, the boss battle itself, though, is a bit repetitive. Basically, you have to try and get close enough to the tank, and all you can really do to damage the tank is to throw grenades at it, lob grenades.
Like I'll be real, I don't really like these where it's you're one on one against a tank.
Yeah, more often than not, you're going to lose, aren't you? So, I mean, it's an alright boss battle, and it is the first time you meet Raven. But like I said, there's,
There's nothing
at
conclusive.
the end when you kind of throw the last grenade in, it's pretty funny, and the wee genome soldier flies out the cockpit. I guess that was pretty funny, but in terms of an actual boss battle, I don't think it was that great,
I think about
and I think I'd probably put it in the C category.
yes, it's not
It wasn't
awful.
bad, like, but I mean, it's definitely I think one of the weaker um, bosses in the game. Up next, you got Grey Fox. You're trying to rescue the scientist Otacon, and this guy is basically trying to stop you. Wants a fight to the death. The cutscene before this fight is actually really good. You see him slaughter about 12 people with his sword. Then you have a really good hand to hand fight with him, and I'd say this is a really good battle.
Yeah, I'd say the cutscene before is probably the best part about it.
Yeah, I mean it's a good fight scene, but it's all right. I'd probably put it in B. It's a hand to hand. I mean it's
Yeah, I mean, I can't really actually remember the fight scene. There's someone who goes over on who.
Snake. Snake always goes on. Snake's a
Oh,
man.
this guy's supposed to be fucking ninja,
Aye,
armored to the
well,
teeth, and he's jobbing at
I
the.
mean, he didn't job it. Like, it was kind of like 50-50, and then.
Alright, well, fair enough.
So I'm putting him in B. Up next with Psycho Mantis. Very, very strange boss. Never seen anything like this. You actually have to put the port of the controller into the opposite port, or else you can't beat the guy. He reads
See,
your
for
mind.
that alone, I mean, that's like a fucking S.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is actually game breaking. I don't think any game had ever done this. I don't think it was possible to beat him without changing the ports of the controller. Because he blocked every single thing he done. You could not get close to him. He blocked all your bullets. You couldn't attack him. He countered everything. It was basically like trying to beat Brock Lesnar and Here Comes the Pain, Legend difficult. You know what I mean? So it was never going to happen. And even aside from that, it's a cool boss battle. Again, you got the third person in there. You've got Meryl, not Octopus. What's his name again? Fuck.
Octagon?
No.
Oh, I know his name.
Fuck.
The Jobber.
No, not the jobber. The boss.
Oh, Mantis.
Aye, Psycho Mantis. Reads Meryl's mind, and he gets Meryl to attack you. And it's pretty good. He's got all the objects in the room. He's got like picture frames and all this,
Wait,
couches, chairs,
if he can
and
read Merle's mind, can you not read your mind?
no, Snake was given some
Oh, of
drug or
course.
something for him.
Yes.
So
I was way bad under the carpet.
you know what I mean. He's using all the objects in the room to attack you. To me, amazing boss battle, and the whole controller thing I think is to another level. And for that reason, I'd
Yes,
say it's got to go in the S category.
yes. The
Um,
can't complain with a fucking. I mean, that'll never be done
yeah,
again.
I mean.
I can't even think
And
about any other time.
even if they do it again, I mean, it's all, I mean,
It's
it's fucking.
fish. Oh, put
Up,
your
ne-
rechargeable batteries in.
up next, we have the
Sniper Wolf.
first boss battle with Sniper Wolf. There's a very long corridor. Meryl's able to still have parts of the Psycho Mantis mind control in her mind, and she can see the C4s that are planted ahead of you, so she leads the way. Unfortunately, then you get a red laser dot appears on her chest, and
Good
she gets
night.
sniped by Sniper Wolf. But before you can actually face Sniper Wolf, you don't have a sniper rifle, so you need to travel all the way back to like the one of the first hangars you get to, and you need a level 5 card. So you need to get the PSG-1, not Paris Saint Germain. It's the PSG-1. I don't know what it stands for, but it's a format. It's a type of sniper rifle. So you need to track all the way back to get that. Then you need to track all the way to the
Wait, so
boss battle
you need to
again.
fight her again just in order to get the Merle, don't you? What happens when she gets shot?
You have to go and get the PSG. Do you not listen to a word I say?
Aye, but what's happening while you're doing that? Is she just bleeding out?
Well, no, you get back and she's not there.
That's alright.
So I mean, obviously they fucking come
So
and
hold
take
on,
her
Snake
body.
King. So hold on, I'm gonna look for a sniper for 2 hours, and you're gonna be alright with a big sniper
Well,
holding you.
what else? Was he going to do? Just fucking stand there?
What is Merle? Stevie Seagal hanging underneath a fucking train?
So yeah, then that was really annoying. I think having to track all the way back.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
to,
like stuff like that.
I mean,
I don't. I'll be real.
that put me off. I don't know if you. I guess you kind of would include that as part of the boss battle because It is. Yeah, I guess
Like,
technically
it's a
it
pain
is.
in the arse. Like, why couldn't they have just made it Merle's scene, like when she gets shot? Oh, well, I can see C4, and there's also a fucking sniper rifle through there. Something like that.
So yeah, you have to go and get it. It's kind of annoying. You get back, Meryl's no there. Then you have a sniper battle with Sniper Wolf, who has the advantage because she's got the height on you,
And she's Sniper Wolf.
and she's but because of your Solid Snake, you end up winning the battle. But you go up, and it turns out she's no deed, and she's with a couple of Genome soldiers, and they capture you. So I mean, overall, it's not a bad boss battle. I mean, I'd probably put it in B. I'd probably put it behind Grey
I
Fox.
think sniper battles are limited.
Yeah, I'd probably put it behind Grey Fox there in the B category. But I mean, it's a decent battle. Up next, you have the first battle with Liquid Snake. He is in the Hing D. Basically, you're trying to. I mean, at this stage, I don't really know what you're trying to. Yeah, you're trying to get to the next. You're trying to get to basically where they're holding Metal Gear, but you have to go onto the rooftop to do it. Well, basically, you kind of get diverted onto the rooftop
How long's this game?
because you never played it.
Ah, well, yeah, we never played it. Fuck, I've watched you play it. How long is it?
Long. So you get diverted onto the rooftop, 2 discs. Diverted onto the rooftop, and then
Hell, I
Liquid.
know R was free, doesn't mean it's fucking good.
Oh, well, you never said if it's good. You asked if it's long. And then you have a battle with the Hind D, and you have to use the Stinger missiles to take it down. I mean, I guess it's a decent, helicopter battle. Better than the tank for sure. But basically, you kind of spend most of the battle kind of just trying to avoid attacks and then take out the helicopter well.
So does I bought my B job?
Yeah, I'd probably put it. But I mean, it is pretty cool because you're against a helicopter.
And you don't have to run and get a key card.
I mean, and then
Middle of B.
yeah, I mean, maybe put it in here. Yeah, I'll put it in here behind Grey Fox. Up next, we have the rematch with Sniper Wolf out in the outside, and I like this one a lot more because it's a bigger area.
You have to get a key
You can
card.
run a lot more. There's a lot more hiding spaces for Sniper Wolf. It's definitely a harder battle, and you're in in the middle of a blizzard. And then when you beat her, you actually do kill her. I mean, it's a sniper battle. I'm not a big massive fan of sniper battles, but I mean the effects, even being out for a PS1 game, to be out in like the
Open.
out in the open is Blizzard. So I mean, I guess it's all right. I mean, I personally would put this probably.
Hey, top of
Yeah,
A.
I'd probably put it eight. The visual effects I think are really really good
Down,
for
down,
this one.
down,
So
down, down,
I'll put it
down,
up
down,
there.
down, down.
Up next with Falcon Raven, as you're almost at Metal Gear, and this guy basically ambushes you in some cargo kind of area that is absolutely fucking frozen, and says he'll give you a clue if you can defeat him. And he's got a big fucking torrent rifle or whatever you call that. Basically, it's like something that should be attached to the
Aye.
helicopter or the Metal Gear, but this is a big, massive guy, so he can carry around walking it with it, and it's a good battle. You kind of have to use stinger missiles to kill him, although you could technically say one stinger missile should blow the guy up, but I guess sometimes in these games you've got to throw logic out the window a wee bit.
Aye, because boss battles realistically could be over with one shot.
With that said, where would you put this boss battle with Falcon Raven?
No, it's definitely better than the first one.
Yeah, definitely better than the first
And it
one.
gives you a clue.
Plus,
And it ends it.
he's kind of chasing you. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I would personally put it.
Middle of B. And the helicopter.
I'll put it ahead of the helicopter. I think it's definitely better than the helicopter. I'd say I'd put it there.
It is a cool action scene and all, but it's kind of like, oh, I've got to get past this guy to get the Metal Gear.
Yeah, well, he's like probably one of the toughest members, like the toughest for sure. Well, just fucking look at him. Up next with the boss battle with Metal Gear.
Grey Fox, no.
Yeah, the whole Grey Fox thing helped me out, and him getting crushed to death is pretty cool. I mean,
Snake batters Grey Fox, and this guy can lift up Metal Gear.
yeah, I mean, it's well, what the hell's happened there? I mean, it's kind of a lot of a run the boot and then just hitting it with stinger missiles. Not, I mean, I wouldn't say just the actual battle itself. I wouldn't say it's great, but the fact it's Metal Gear, you know,
The game's based around it.
yeah, kind of, and you're facing again Liquid. I would probably put it.
I know another thing.
Up,
Like, Metal Gear's supposed to be like end all be all, but like, oh, it's this massive weapon that all these countries want. But in reality, one nuke. I mean, one nuke fucking smokes Metal Gear.
oh, well, I'll put it in. I think I'll put it top A,
It's iconic.
or maybe I'll put it in S. Well, I'll put it in S below Psycho Mantis. Then up next we have the fight hand-to-hand battle with Liquid Snake on top of Metal Gear. It's I mean basically it's kind of similar to the Grey Fox fight, but only instead of having a larger room, you're kind of stuck on top of Metal Gear. You have to beat him in under 3 minutes, like the Hardcore Holly CM Punk challenge. You have to you have to batter his ass in 3 minutes or less, or else you lose. You can also fall off the Metal Gear, and Liquid seems to have a lot more. He's got a lot more strikes and techniques than Snake does. Snake can only kind of do a couple of punches and a kick. This guy can do
Multiple shit.
some weird shit and handstands and all that stuff. So I mean, it is a good battle, brawler versus brawler.
Bro.
Yeah, for that reason, I would put it above. I'll probably put it above the Grey Fox, and I'll probably put it in. I'll maybe put it in.
It's the granddaddy of them
I'll
all.
put it in A. I think
Yeah.
we'll put it in A at last there. Anyway, guys, that is our list. That is our ranking. These are not in terms of the hardest boss difficulty. I'm just going for the ones that I found most fun. And to
Well,
me,
what would you say is the hardest?
if you don't change the controller ports, it's got to be Psycho Mantis.
Is he the easiest if you do that?
It's not. No, it's still pretty difficult. Like, but I mean, it's fucking impossible if you don't. Out of them all, I would say the hardest is. I mean, Liquid can be pretty hard, depending on the difficulty. I mean, they're all pretty hard. Maybe Sniper Wolf, maybe.
Ah well, guys, maybe that's a fid
Fuck
for
it. You know
another
what?
day.
Maybe that's another fit for another day. Let us know down below, guys. Who do you think is the hardest boss out of all these? And until next time.
Peace.